And right now we are working breaking news at the High Park fire. In the last 90 minutes, officials announcing the fire has now cost nearly $20 million to fight. And that does not include the damage to homes and property. The fire near Fort Collins has burned 68,200 acres. Containment remains at 55%, and more than 100 people in the Poudre Park area were allowed to go home today.
At this point in time, I don't see on the horizon any new re-entries until probably first of the week at the earliest.
And 7 News learning 6 firefighters have lost their own homes. 2 others, part of their homes, to the High Park fire. And 7 News reporter Mary Conway live in Glacier View. And Mary, despite the personal toll it's taking, crews are pressing forward.
They are, Ann, but I have to show you, let me have Mike LeClaire go in on this, just how things have changed since we talked at 3 o'clock. Look, you can see a new plume of smoke going up. We frequently see it turning dark as it consumes more and more trees. That's what makes this so difficult for those firefighters, because it's relentless. They keep having to go back into the same area, and it just creates frustration and exhaustion.
We've prepared for this for 20 years. We just didn't know it was going to happen all at once.
7 News first showed you the devastation inside the fire line. Structures so badly burned they're unrecognizable. Today, an inside view of the battle fighting the inferno from the 4 chiefs leading the charge. The National Guard provided us video of the firefighters on the front line. The chiefs talk about the dedication from the firefighters, many of whom have lost their homes, but they keep coming back despite physical and mental exhaustion.
You're tired, and you see that fatigue, you see that slump, but then somehow they straighten their shoulders, and they get in the engine or they get in the crew and they go, and it's just a miracle to me.
Primarily staffed by volunteers, they worry for the firefighters who come back day after day, risking their lives and their livelihoods.
They're not only worried about losing their house to the fire, they have to worry about losing their house to the mortgage.
But they also talk about the growing sense of community, giving them strength.
Everything right down to the little kids, they'll walk up and bring their piggy banks. And that's what makes our community great.
All of the chiefs agreed that this fire has actually made their communities stronger, that the people have really pulled together. The other point they made is that this is what firefighters do. They do it because they love their community, and that it doesn't make a difference whether they are volunteers or whether they get a check. They do it because they love the people around them, and that all of this has made their communities stronger. Reporting live, I'm Mary Conway, 7 News.
What sentiment. Thank you, Mary. And only on 7 News, we get an up-close look at the retardant firefighters are using to battle the flames. 7 News photojournalist Major King is checking out how it's made. And Major, tell us about the strategy to use it.
Well, I'll tell you, this is quite the choreography going on behind me, Ann. I'm at the Poudre Fire Authority training station at the end of Vine Drive. And what's going on here is this is where they fill the retardant they mix it in this tank, and then over here over my left shoulder is where the actual tank is. There's not a helicopter there right now, but trust me, they've been coming and going constantly. On the front line,
this is our heli-tac base.
A fleet of Type 1 snorkel ships, fire retardant carrying beasts of burden crucial to the cause.
As large an aircraft as they are, they're still a little bit sensitive to the wind.
The retardant is a powder in these bins where it's vacuumed out and mixed with water in this large tanker truck by a device called an eductor.
When they drop this stuff, it really doesn't go on the flame itself directly.
Made in America, it costs around $2 a gallon and is heavier than water.
A retardant would be used for either structure protection or building what we call a retardant line in the area where we were planning on burning out.
So when the fire does get there, it retards its speed, in this case, robs it from any fuel that's available to burn, and then we can go after it with boots on the ground.
Around for 50 years, the phosphate-based mud, as it's called, is not typically applied directly to the fire, but rather is used to slow an advancing fire by carbonizing the fuel, fooling the fire into thinking it's already burned.
It allows us to finish the task at hand a lot sooner. we get a lot of mileage in terms of placing product out there that helps us suppress.
The retardant is actually made in Ontario, California. They stage those bins all over the country so that they can get it to where the fire is in a matter of hours. The helicopter pilots live all over the country and they fly commercial to where the helicopters are. The pilot that we spoke with in that story is headed for Greece next week. And I want that job.
They do amazing work. Thank you, Major. And we continue 10 minutes of nonstop news with a man accused of impersonating a firefighter. 7 News has learned Michael Mayer's alleged entry into the restricted burn area is slowing down operations. Fire personnel must now show credentials at checkpoints before heading to the fire line.
I have been stopped and questioned numerous times. They say, "Who are you?" Well, I'm the fire chief. Prove it.
Fire chiefs tell 7 News this incident is not affecting morale, and they hope it does not reflect poorly on the real firefighters who are battling that fire.